If we were to play a basic open D major chord, which would sound something like this, the chord itself would simply be a D major triad. And as such, we could solo with a D major triad arpeggio over the top. It would work perfectly. But what if there's a great sounding triad that's often a bit neglected, which sounds very similar, but different enough, to the open D major triad that we played in the beginning? If we take our open D major triad and change just one note, we have this chord. All of a sudden we'd have this arpeggio which would work perfectly. That's the sound of the D sus4 triad, played as a triad arpeggio. And particularly in the realm of guitar soloing, I think that this triadic sound is really underutilized. And all it involves is taking one note in a basic major triad and moving it up a half step. For example, if we take the notes in a D major triad, D, which is the first degree, F sharp, which is the major third degree, and A, which is the natural fifth degree. All that we need to do to turn this into a D sus4 triad is move the major third up a half step from F sharp to G. So all of a sudden we have what is called a suspended fourth, or sus4. And what that means is that the triad no longer has a major third. In fact, it's not really determinable as a strictly major sound anymore, because now what we have, instead of D, F sharp, A, is D, which is still our first degree, G, which is now our suspended fourth degree, and A, which is still our natural fifth degree. So we've gone from this to this. And immediately that seems to me to be a more robust sound compared to the comparatively happy D major triad. Our happy major triad and our more robust sus4 triad. For those of you who've followed me here on my channel for some time, you'll know that one of my favorite topics to discuss happens to be triads. And if you'd like to take your playing to the next level in terms of understanding triads on the guitar neck, make sure to check out my masterclass, How to Solo with Triads, at bensguitarclub.com. But one of the reasons that I love to talk about soloing with triads, in particular triad arpeggios, is that having a great understanding of these types of arpeggios provides a solid framework from which you can base your improvisational language on the guitar neck. And with a particular focus on major and sus4 triads, that's exactly what we're going to look at in this video today. But first, if you've been enjoying our discussion so far, it would be great if you could give this video a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my upcoming playing videos, lesson videos, and discussions about music. And if you'd like to take your playing to the next level, make sure to join me at bensguitarclub.com, where you can learn with my mini lessons, masterclasses, and bundle packages, including the BGC bundle, which features all of my mini lessons and masterclasses in one package. If we stick with our basic D major sound, we can try alternating while soloing between the D major triad and the D sus4 triad. And beyond just a basic D major triadic sound, we can also begin to factor in 7th chord voicings. For example, D7 sus4, or we could make that sound a little bit nicer by calling it D9 sus4. And our D sus4 triad works fantastically well over this sound as well. If we want to get a little bit creative over our D9 sus4 chord, we can also try a different sus4 triad, namely an A sus4 triad, and that would give us the notes A, D, and E over our D9 sus4 sound, which also works really well. Now if we wanted to try a little bit more of an altered sound, instead of playing D9 sus4, we we could instead play D7 sharp 9. Our basic D sus4 triad, in my opinion, is not going to sound so great over this chord. I mean, it sounds all right, but it doesn't really create tension in the way that's often desirable over a D7 sharp 9 chord or any other type of altered chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our D sus4 triad and we're going to move it up a half step so that it becomes an E flat sus4 triad. Over D7 sharp 9, that gives us the following notes. E flat is the flat 9, A flat is the flat 5, and B flat is the sharp 5. It sounds great over our D7 sharp 9 chord. Before you begin to really experiment with suspended triads like what we've been looking at today, I think it's important to have a great foundational knowledge of particularly major and minor triads, because the sus4 triad, what we've been looking at today, is not really major nor is it minor, because the suspended fourth is not a major third and it's certainly not a minor third. So before you delve too deep into this type of triadic soloing, make sure you have a great understanding of major, minor, and also diminished and augmented triads. Let me know what you think. Would you use this sound? Maybe it's a sound that you've used and or heard somewhere. Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my upcoming playing videos, lesson videos, a bit like this one, and discussions about music. And if you'd like to learn my approach to soloing, make sure to join me at bensguitarclub.com. I'll see you next time.